Hey, what's up, gamers? Welcome back to Veteran Game, your spot for real talk, deep dives, and gaming hot takes you won't get anywhere else. Before we jump into today's review, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss our boldest breakdowns. Today's a weird one. We're talking about Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour, a launch title so bizarre, so utterly Nintendo, it begs the question, why does this even exist? And why does it cost $10? Yep, you heard right. Nintendo made a game that's basically a massive playable manual for your new Switch 2, sprinkled with minigames, tech demos, and trivia quizzes about the Switch 2. And for some reason, they want you to pay for it. So let's answer the question right up front. Is Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour a secret must-buy, or just a glorified tutorial with some pretty particle effects? Let's start with the basics. The Welcome Tour plops you down as a tiny little avatar and lets you run around massive diorama-like models of every piece of Switch 2 hardware, the Joy-Con, the dock, the Pro Controller, you name it. Think Honey, I Shrunk the Gamer, but with more rubber nubs and USB-C ports than you ever cared to see. Your main quest? Collect stamps by visiting info kiosks on these giant accessories, play a bunch of minigames, complete tech demo challenges, and answer quizzes about hardware specs. You do this over and over to unlock new zones. Honestly, if this had been a free pack-in, I'd have said cute. Nintendo being Nintendo. But as a premium $10 purchase, yeah, I'm raising an eyebrow. So let's dig into what works and what really doesn't. First up, the stamp rally. This is like the world's nerdiest scavenger hunt. You can't move on to the next area till you find all the stamp podiums, some of which are basically invisible until you walk right up to them. It's busy work, it's checklist city. If you're the type who needs to see every box ticked, you'll get your fill. But for everyone else, this feels like Nintendo turning a trip to the manual into a grind. Then there are the minigames and tech demos. This is the meat of the Welcome Tour and the part that's supposed to justify its existence. You'll get everything from Joy-Con mouse mazes, weird little golf games, and UFO obstacle dodges to rhythm challenges, rumble demos, and more. A few are legitimately clever, like turning your Joy-Con into motorcycle handlebars or messing with HD Rumble 2 to hear a Mario coin sound by feel alone. That's classic Nintendo magic. Pointless, charming, and slightly brilliant. But let's be real, most of the minigames feel like cut Mario Party ideas that didn't make the grade. Some last all of 20 seconds, then boot you back out. A few are oddly addictive, but a lot just leave you thinking, neat. Okay, next. There's even one that's literally just pixel hunting or scraping paint off a surface. Not exactly thrill-a-minute stuff. If you don't own every Switch 2 accessory, Pro Controller 2, Joy-Con wheel, or the new USB camera, some games are locked off entirely. So unless you're a hardcore collector, you're not even getting the full experience. And let's talk about the quizzes. You wander up to an info booth, read a few slideshows about, say, why the Switch 2 dock has extra capacitors, then take a quiz to prove you read it. The questions are so easy, it's like Nintendo doesn't even trust you to be awake. Seriously, you'll find yourself skipping half of them just to get back to the minigames, because reading a marketing handout, even in a shiny 3D world, is still reading a marketing handout. Now, the big debate. Is there any reason to actually complete everything? Well, not really. Completion unlocks more minigame variants, but they're just slightly harder versions of the same basic stuff. There's no secret ending, no jaw-dropping Nintendo history moment, nothing but the pride of having seen every rubber pad and joystick up close. But okay, credit where it's due. There are a few genuinely cool moments. Tech demos showing off HDR by firing off fireworks across the sky. Awesome. Playing the original Super Mario Bros. 1-to-1 at full pixel perfect scale on a 4K TV. That's geeky fun, even if you only get one stage for your troubles. And crawling inside the hardware, walking over circuit boards, and exploring a battery from the inside is neat if you're into the nuts and bolts. The biggest issue, all this, every single clever little trick, every bit of Nintendo weirdness, could have and should have been a free showcase bundled with your Switch 2. Sony nailed it with Astro's Playroom, which is a full platformer packed with nostalgia and fun, free for every PS5 owner. Nintendo. They decided to charge you for their digital brochure. It's charming, but it's also kind of tone deaf. And it gets worse when you realize some features are locked behind owning specific accessories, or even a 4K TV. Trying to 100% the welcome tour can be impossible for some, and that's just a weird move for a glorified hardware tour. So what's the verdict? Nintendo Switch 2 Welcome Tour is a love letter to hardware nerds and Nintendo superfans, dressed up in a coat of minigame gloss and checklist compulsion. If you're obsessed with learning every detail of your new console, you'll probably find it cute for a few hours. If you love Nintendo's quirkier side, it'll deliver a few fun aha moments. But for everyone else, especially if you're not a completionist or don't have every accessory, it's a one-and-done curiosity that quickly runs out of steam. It's not worth the price, and honestly, it leaves you wishing you were just playing a real Nintendo game instead. Final take. Unless you're the world's biggest Nintendo collector, save your money for an actual game. The Switch 2 Welcome Tour is a fun distraction, nothing more, nothing less. And if you want more honest reviews and Nintendo deep dives like this, make sure you subscribe to Veteran Game and drop your opinions in the comments. What weirdest tech demo or pack-in game do you remember? Let's get nostalgic. Thanks for watching Veteran Game, where we don't do hardware hype, just honest gaming reviews. See you next time.